Hey, this is Blind Fox and welcome at my game playthrough. This is Gunsmith Simulator. Last time we had upgraded to a new level and we are at level 29 now and we are still at the bottom. We've got these pistols or rifles and stuff that we still need to work on. Almost done with some of them, and we have got a lot of them that we haven't gotten to tier 3 yet. Here you can see we've upgraded this one. It's fully upgraded now. We just need to do the sand master, or the brush master, and the lathe, which is the tool machine over yonder. So what will we do? This one we already done. Barrel, I don't know. This one we already done. M1 Grant, PPSM, which one will we do? Not gonna do the stuff we already researched. I think M1 Grant. We'll start there. We'll start with the Yanks today. So, no quick assemble here yet. We haven't done that yet. Haven't got that far yet. So everything here still needs to be done by hand. No quick elves in the shop to quickly disassemble our rifle for us. I wish they will add the grenade launchers to these. They did have grenade launchers, and it was interesting stuff because you had to bypass the gas operated recoil system. Is this? What is? Yeah, you had to buy anyway. So very interesting. That's what this pipe here underneath the barrel is for. It's part of your gas recoil system. So when you shot out your grenades, the pressure was higher than the system could cope with. Or when you add they mounted the grenade launcher, so they had to bypass it. You had a little switch to bypass the old gas system by, but interesting. Yeah, something I don't think we have is the Browning automatic rifle. I don't think we have that one. So the interesting thing, I was watching something about World War II, and they were talking about the Browning machine gun, which basically the Americans used all over the place, and it worked wonderfully since its inception, or since when it passed all of the tests. It didn't fail once initially, but then they took it up in the air and they had a little problem. It got too cold for the rifle or the machine gun, and because the machining tolerances was so close with the with the cold temperatures, your metal sort of contracts, so all the tolerances narrowed. And it was actually so narrow that the gun just didn't want to work. So all of the engineers and everybody else, you know, ran around trying to fix this problem. And it was a big problem because all the Americans, that's their main machine gun. And if it jams in cold or weird weathers and stuff, you are gonna have a slight little problem. So everybody was running around trying to fix it. And this one toolmaker, I'm not sure exactly why they say he was observing some of the tests and stuff, but apparently he was, and he just somewhere got his hands on a Browning and just literally filed a piece of the, I think it was the bolt, yes, a piece of the bolt, just a bit smaller. By I don't know if it's something like 0.03 parts of an inch, or but a very small amount. He literally took it's a small amount that he took off, and the rifle worked again. And everybody was up in arms, but he just can't do that, and apparently this and that and the other thing. And apparently the general just said, well, people, it works. And they asked the guy, you know, how long will it take? Can this be done in the field? He said yes. All the other projections were months, and how many, and they could have just do it, basically a field armorer, just take the thing, make the differences, and they got everything fixed in a few relatively short time than it would have taken if they had a lot of, they just had to retool some machines, that's that, and just fix the other problems in the field. But it's interesting that such a great gun, I mean, that gun really didn't jam in all the tests they put it through when they initially adopted it. Now that's the bad thing about having small tolerances or extremely tight tolerances in your guns. You can, it can be over-engineered. As much as I love Mr. Browning, but then he didn't design his guns to work over 20,000 feet up in the air. He didn't know people will get there one day. Let's dip these. There we go. Looks like we have to buy some things again. We like to make things here. Yeah, we need to move some. M1 grants. We need the barrel, which of course we can't make. The operating thing, rod spring. Okay. We need the trigger. And which one else? Trigger housing. And there, we've got all of this. This is one reason why some of the Soviet machinery worked so well. in their temperatures because their design tolerances and work tolerances was a wee bit larger. Because, or accepted tolerances, because they just didn't, sometimes their quality wasn't that good, and in one way it can be a bad thing, and the other thing it can be a good thing. So no quick assembles. And we need to oil again. And there is a lot. This gun likes to be kept clean. Oh joy, it's one of those times that the gun just doesn't want to be fixed. And here we need just the right angle to oil this thing. This is a big piece and annoying. One of those annoying big pieces. I pity the soldiers that had to take care of this thing in the field. I mean, trying to keep this thing clean and functioning in the Pacific makes you wish for some looser tolerances. Ah, where is the... So what's another thing interesting about Fog of the Pacific, about American wartime production, was the concert huts, and I always thought they were the same as the Nissan huts, but no. They were based on the Nissan huts. What happened was America, when they went to the Pacific, they realized that they have a tad bit of a problem. Their tents doesn't last so much in the tropics. It tends to rot and mildew and mold. I mean, rot, mildew, whatever happened to it. And if mildew is in, it gets in, and the thing rots. There's winds, there's hurricanes, there's all weather patterns that the tents just wasn't originally designed for. So they had a little problem. They want to travel fast through the Pacific. They don't want to spend months constructing troop housing and facilities and storage and everything else requiring buildings. So they asked a bit of help for that with the British, and they got the Nissen huts, and it was still too much construction for them. They didn't want something that's got even a concrete block that you had to... Where does this connect? This didn't even want, to put in a concrete block. No, that was too much for the foundations. They want a relatively easy thing to construct that takes more or less a day with basic equipment. So they went working, and the British sent them their design for the Nissen hut. Gave them this. That's why the two huts are more or less the same shape. The British did have some experience with it in the desert. They also had some experience with it in Burma. And they decided, okay, more ventilation, bigger windows. Problem with the floor is just leave it, because they wanted everything with wood. The first thing took about, I'm not exactly sure how many hours, and it was too long. The main thing was to put the floor in, and wood will not work anyway. So they just say, well, leave the floor. So they left the floor basically blank or uncovered, and then they just... If you needed floor later, you can always add it. But it's quite cool, the whole... Why it is so... It had to have the correct dimensions so that you don't waste space. I think they got the assembly with a test team went down to around 7 or 8 hours, maybe less. But this we don't have to always do. And there we go. Simple operations. Safe, not safe. So how much it could be there. Good. Now we are at now we've got quick disassembly for this, and we've crept up a bit. What else were you doing? No, Arasaka. Ooh, we like Arasakas. Makarov, SDG, Miquelette. Well, let's do Mauser. Well, we are at the Pacific. Let's do Arasaka. I don't think we haven't fully researched Arasaka anyway. But let's do Arasaka. We'll stay on the Pacific on the other side. Really nice. I have got at some nice shots with the Arasaka with the scope. And hey, this one has a scope. Now that you mention it. This is the only rifle, by the way, that has got a scope. I think one of the grenade launchers in game also has a scope. So let's go. Quick disassembly. This is fun. So here we've got graduated rust parts again, the big... Before they added the flintlock expansion in, if you do not have the flintlock expansion, you will only have this machine to clean your rust with. So everything that is rusty on the new guns, you clean with this. Doing it with this means that you have to then re-blue your gun or re-chemically treat your gun. But with the expansion, if you got the flintlock and the powder and flint expansion, then you get this machine. I'm not sure if it came to the game without the expansion. As I said, I have the expansion. I've got all of the current expansions that you can get for this. Arasaka. We need the barrel. And again, what do we need? What didn't we do? We have the barrel. What are we missing? We worked here, we worked there. What didn't we do? Something we didn't do. Aha, what is this? What is this? Do we have it? Do we need it? Oh, hang on. That's what we didn't do. Yes. We haven't drowned our parts yet. Oopsie. Didn't see that. Come on. Pick up your gloves. There we go. There we go. And no quick assemble. You can see here the telescope, not a big telescope, but I've used it on the range in game. It's really nice. I think I actually got a bullseye once or twice. And again, the only rifle in game that, the only rifle, bolt action rifle that has got its own monopod. Oh no! Don't do that. What they did later on in the war, this must be a pre-war model or a refix, is they literally simplified the whole monopod, and I think It might have gotten away in the end, at the end of the war. I think they totally removed it. If I can remember what I saw about the Arasaka later on, because they were simplifying production like a lot of nations did. I don't know how the Americans, if they ever simplified their productions. The Arasaka is done. There we go, we've got a pulled out safety. I do like the sound when you open the bolt of the rifle. Been on firing ranges where people use some of the modern day rifles and it just doesn't sound the same. Hey, we should have gotten some... I'm not sure when we get, because we should have gotten some discount from our barrel, the stuff we bought. And we just didn't get it. So what are we gonna do now? $26, we are going through... Ah, here we go, we've got the 19. This one we can now, I think, fully research. Oh yes, we can fully research this one. So we don't have any real pattern today what we are working with. So, quick disassemble. We are not disassembling the whole gun. We are literally just disassembling the pieces we need. It doesn't really give you less or more experience. The more advanced you get with the guns, the faster you can disassemble them and assemble them, which is actually a big part of what you do in the game. You won't learn how they work that well because you don't assemble and disassemble them, but what you do get is faster operations. Oh, you can come in, you can do this. And again, this is an older gun, so we don't use the sander over yonder. We use this thing. Don't use our sandblaster for this. These are little delicate parts. Not new gun parts that you can buy replacements for. All over the place. I do like this little, you can see how the rust just flies off. I actually do like that little. This is the most coolest sounding machine of the lot. What didn't we do yet? That is just simply the coolest. That sander wheel is the most coolest sounding machine in the game. I mean, it sounds like it is. It's a sander, you sand it. This is not sort of a grinding wheel that you have to grind stuff on. This is more or less how it would sound if you sanded. You don't have to cut the thing, you just sand it. And it really sounds like that in, I think, well, close to that in real life. Ah, the cat is meowing for food. And again, this gun very complicated when putting it's a bit more complicated than some of the other guns. Much more little pieces. Haha. Fix you. Fix you. Again, yes, I was reading the Sharp books and yeah, and the TV series, and you just don't spit your ball down the barrel, especially not since you poured your powder into your pan just before that. I mean, you poured your powder into your pan, then you pour your powder into your rifle, and then you go and stick your face over it to pop out your bullet. Hell no. You did not take the bullet into your mouth. Number one, yeah, as I said before, your mouth is going to be dry. You have been biting out open cartridges, and yes, that part is true, but you don't bite off the ball. You bite the cartridge open at the back. And if your cartridge does have a ball attached, you have to bite that part open separately, because the powder is in one compartment later on and the ball in the other one. And there we have fully researched it. Yay! That gun is now fully researched. And the reason why you don't spit your ball in down the barrel is because, well, now we can do the Kazins. I don't think we've got the Kazins properly researched as well. Where's the Kazins on our little list? Brown Bess. No, we've got it here. Yep, we can finish that as well. Good, that's why I didn't want. Let's do the Kazins now. There. A lot of stuff we will have to do. I mean, if you get gunpowder in your mouth, it contains basically charcoal, saltpeter, and sulfur. Saltpeter helps to dry stuff out. You use it in the pickling process. Quick disassemble. It's a preservative, but it helps to dry stuff out and to keep stuff dry, and to there's other limit growth of some bacteria. But one of the other side effects of the saltpeter salts is it dries up your mouth. So it dries out your mouth, and then the last thing you want in your mouth is this piece of of lead. Not that, I don't know if they realized lead was poisonous or when they actually realized the poisoniness of lead, but you don't want a piece of foreign material in your mouth and then you have to spit it out into down your barrel with it. If you ever tried to spit with a dry mouth, Yes, a pebble in your mouth does help with the liver, but I've tried it and it does help, but still. It can only help that much, and this is one of the big annoyingness of this. Here is where you are having trouble with this big gun pieces on this station. We should have done you maybe as well. These wood pieces are just so big, you struggle. You really struggle. Now somewhere in the book they actually describe, I think, the correct loading procedures. In one of the books they actually does describe the correct loading procedure the correct way around. Ah, the cat is wanting. What didn't I do? Oh, I didn't do everything. Sorry. I didn't do everything, apparently. I didn't clean the little... Because this thing is just so frustrating. Yeah, come on. Hey, hey, somebody's doing dinner. And the cat's smelling it now. And now the cat wants to indulge as well, and no. It's not dinner time for the cat. The cat has got crunchy food to eat. There we go. Even if I'm zoomed out far, it's still difficult because then your wood is so small you have to... This, I think, is the least toolish sounding tool. It doesn't sound like it should. Are we done now? What else haven't we done? No, we are still missing... Oh, are we missing something? No, we're not. We are missing something we haven't done. Oh, what didn't we do? Ah, here we go. Ah. There we go. Now we're busy with oiling. There's this other channel, CN Arsenal. They've got one of their main sponsors is Ballastol, the cleaning oil, or the gun oil. And let's just say their adverts has become more interesting and more interesting as time went by. They also changed some of their backlog look and some of the feel of the whole channel. Now it's sort of you're in a schoolroom, which is cool. But their Ballastol ads in the beginning, if you can actually ever go and watch some of their recent videos, is really cool. It sounds, it's, I don't know, done, I'm not sure if the maybe early 1900s radio ad type style. Sort of maybe interwarish. I don't think it's 1950. It would be more interwar, maybe just the beginning of radio. Those advertisements and the whole way they say it. No, I can't say it the way they do, but it's really, it sounds like something you would hear in interwar, late interwar years maybe. And again, little parts that is not on the inventory. These little parts not on the inventory. And again, let's just pop you in there. Pop you back. Load our power. We do this. Let's see, what does the cocking trigger do? It doesn't decock it. I'm not exactly sure what it does. But if it just doesn't work properly. Good, and there we go. We mastered it. Now we've got quick assemble and disassemble, and we are creeping up there with our levels. And I think that might be that for today. We've done some things. We upgraded 2 guns to tier 3 or to level 3. We'll go and see what's there next time. So we upgraded both the Gazin's rifle and the M1772. How this thing is organized, I don't know. It's not alphabetically, it's not in the order we finished it, because we finished some these before that, and so I don't know how we decide how to organize it. So now we've got a lot of stuff that we have to work on. Some is tier 2, some is not. a lot of this stuff we have to work on. We have got a lot of work still ahead of us, and we are creeping up this level slowly. Very, very slowly. But we have made progress today. Again, so thanks for watching. Please support the channel, please subscribe, please go and donate on patreon.com, and see you at my next gameplay through.